Hello, 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 hello. So, let me put this phone down. Nope. Ew. Got it placed on the back of a pillow. Okay. Oh, tell me I have to hold it. Okay, hello. So, let me get right into it because I know I might, well, there's a possibility that I will have some interruptions because my daughter teachers are here and it should be less interruptions, but she's like very, very active this morning. So I'm glad that they're keeping her busy. Oh, look, and then she just started screaming. So let me try to get right into it. She must knew when I hit play because she was not fussing. She's fine. She's fine. They probably just asked her a question and she's having the episode, but she's fine. Um, okay. So what I'm going to be talking about is a divine union. So I gotta say that word slow because I'll be thinking about define, like, ooh, that's a fine union, like looking good wise, not define a certain word. Or that could be like defined. Never mind. But yeah. So the good looks of it, divine unions. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about my experiences with it. Um, what I feel about it. Is it something real? Is it something true? Is it out there? Again, this is from my perspective, what I experienced, what I feel about it. I'm not saying it is, and I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying this is what I observe and experience. And maybe some of you all probably felt or experienced some of the same stuff too. What? This TV, y'all microphones. I'm over here watching CBS News Baltimore, and then when one lady laughs, it's like the microphone gets so loud. It's like, check your microphone, lady. So, but I need to turn this down anyway. Okay, so let me get right into it. This is about the divine unions. Divine unions. Okay, I did say it right. Okay, so for me, I'm gonna tell you about an experience I've had dealing with twin flames. Oh yeah, also about twin flames. Now, it's okay. So I experienced being in fire, literally fire all around. It was this one guy who I consider him to be my union, my partner, the person I'm supposed to be with, because oh my goodness, like we in contact now, but we not like in physical contact. Like we got each other phone numbers. We don't communicate as much, and it's for a reason. But we know we know what it is. We know what it is. So that's another thing that I'm beginning to. Okay, another thing that I'm beginning to. But so this guy who I know since 2011, we used to work together in the same building, but in different what you call them things, in different areas, different departments. There we go. In different departments. We worked in the same building, but we worked in different departments. And our departments was right next to each other. He was working in his department, so we wasn't like working together. We worked in the same building. He had his own separate thing with his coworkers, and I had my own coworkers. But we would call like brother and sister kind of a thing. Like I used to work in the mail room. He used to work in the warehouse. Okay. So we work closely together, not closely together. I can't explain it. Sometimes the warehouse would come over to the mailroom and drop some stuff off. Sometimes the mailroom personnel, we would go to the warehouse to get boxes, empty boxes to mail things out with. So, but we wasn't like had to work together. Now, during the holiday season, yes, the company would throw like, y'all know how they do them pizza parties. Holiday season got to be some pizza parties and a whole lot of desserts. So, they would have us have the party together, everybody do that holiday thing together. But, anyways, but he was working at this location before I was working there. And I started working there in 2011, at the end of 2011. So, and about that, like real quick, because this might mean something also. The boss who called me at the time when to get the position, I was at my previous job. I used to work at Dryer's Grand Ice Cream is an ice cream plant. If you eat Edie's ice cream or Dryer's ice cream, the little small cups, I don't even know they make them anymore. I don't know, but I don't even eat that ice cream. I don't even eat that ice cream like that. Nothing against them, but I just don't eat Edie's and Dryer's anymore. But anyway, so I was working there at the time, and so during that time, I was in my little, I was young. I was young, so I did do some promiscuous stuff, and with man, yeah. So I was out there. Just know during that time I was out there. So I had calmed down. I had stopped all of that, and then I was applying for different positions, and at the time I was still living in Maryland, in Laurel, Maryland, and the job that I'm talking about, where me and this man met at, was in Baltimore, Maryland. So maybe like 30-minute drive, about 30-minute drive. So, anyways, um, I remember working at the ice cream plant, and so I'm applying for different jobs because I'm like, I don't even want to work this place no more. But my mindset was like, okay, Demetra, just come to work, do what you got to do, stay to yourself, and things will happen. So that was my mindset. And I kid you not, that's what I like. Within 2 weeks, I got a phone call from the mailroom. I'm gonna just say the mailroom. The supervisor in the mailroom was like, "Yeah, this is Demetra Hemphill. You apply for a position in the mailroom, and yada yada yada." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." Now, mind you, I done applied for a couple of positions. Um, you know, whatever. Maybe not a whole lot, but I know applied to a couple of positions. So she was like, "Yeah, you want to come in for an interview?" And we set up the date and the time and everything. So she told me the location. She was like, "Yeah, it's in Baltimore." And I was like, "Baltimore?" So I'm like second guessing. I'm just in my head like, I know I ain't applied for no place in no Baltimore. Like, I know I wanted to stay in an area where I'm familiar with, because I ain't know nothing about no Baltimore besides watching The Wire. Was The Wire out then? Yeah, The Wire was out. It's a series called The Wire, Baltimore Wire. And the word wire is in my name, Demetra, having the M be a W. So, anyways, so she was like, "Yeah, come in for an interview." We set up the date and time. So I'm in my mind, I'm just like, I don't think I applied for a place in Baltimore. Like, I know I wanted to stay in the PG County area because I'm used to Prince George's County, Maryland. That's what I'm used to, like being at. Even some parts of Howard County and Arundel County, like in the Laurel area, because Laurel, you got Laurel, Maryland, it's like PG County, Howard County, Arundel, in Arundel County. Yeah. So I'm like, I know I wanted to stay in that particular area. So, anyways, I was set up the interview. Cool, fine. So, and also I had stopped smoking. That's another thing too. I had stopped smoking. I was just like, what did somebody call me, and I had just stopped smoking and everything like that. So, anyways, that's a whole nother different thing. So, basically went on an interview, and I got the job. Like, I got the job on the spot. I got the freaking job on the spot. So, but before I went to the interview, man, so much stuff with that. But let me not get into too much deep into it, because I'm trying to stay on the topic of twin flames and divine unions. But man, just leading up to that, just know that I was second guessing about going on an interview because it was in Baltimore. And I was like, I know I didn't apply for nothing in Baltimore. And kid you not, till this day, I'm like, I don't think I applied. Like, she didn't show me, I didn't say, can you print out my application? I didn't say that. I was just like, well, she got to have it some kind of way. But I'm like, I know I did not apply for a position in Baltimore. Like, I'm trying to stay away from Baltimore. And fast forward now, here I am living in Baltimore. But I was like, whatever. So I went on an interview. Why I got the position right then and there. I filled out the what you call them forms, the I-9 forms. What do you call? Like when you gotta have your social security card. Like I bring that with me. Something told me just bring it. Oh no, did I? No, I didn't even bring my social security card with me. I know I had. Did I? I mean, I knew my number. Listen, I just knew I filled out that information. They hired me on the spot, and I wasn't even expecting that. I'm thinking, okay, go on this interview. Oh, and the place is a nice ass government building. This is a government position. I mean, everything. But anyways, I remember before I went to the location, like she told me the location before I went to the interview. So I was asking my current coworkers at the time at the ice cream plant. I was like, because most of them live in Baltimore anyway. Here go my daughter. Oh, what's the problem? K Pasa, what's up? Eleanor. Okay, you have to talk. Come on, let's come back out. You can show me. Okay, so okay, so basically, I was asking my previous coworkers. I'm still working at the ice cream plant, and most of them lived in Baltimore. So I'm like, I got a position in Baltimore, this and that. Now the ice cream plant was like a great position to work. Like if you work where I worked at, it was just like everybody wanted, like everybody, their mama wanted to work at that ice cream plant. I'm telling you, like the pay was great, the overtime was there. I mean, it's a good position, good place to work at. And basically, the whole switcheroo with me working for this government position, it was like Monday through Friday from but I had to be at work from 8:30 till 5 o'clock. 8:30 till 5 o'clock, Monday through Friday. Now that was for the government mailroom. Okay, the place that I currently was working at, the ice cream plant, I was working second shift, so I believe it was like 2 o'clock. Sometimes we had to be there at 1:30 because we have like meetings and stuff. So just say 1:30 until like 11:30 at night. Yeah, like 1:30 in the afternoon to like 11:30 at night. And sometimes I did work the overnight shift, and plenty of times I stayed for like 3 hours over to get that time and a half. Because if you do that night differential, and then if you work on Sunday, that's like that time and a half, whatever hours you work on Sunday, and yeah. So so anyways, but and sometimes we work on Saturdays too. So like working at the ice cream plant, like in second shift. Second shift, man. Anyways, that's a whole nother story. So getting back, sorry, getting back on topic with the Divine Union. So, anyways, my coworkers at Dryers who lived in Baltimore, who traveled to Laurel, they was like, "That's not far. Like it's right down the street. Like it's like 30 minutes away, and yada yada yada." So I'm just like, "Are you sure?" Because mind you, I have not been to like Baltimore. My coworkers, I was like, "I think I have to move to Baltimore because this is a government position and it's real good. I got to move out there." They was like, "No, if you live right down the street from here in Laurel, it, 295 is right there. 295 is right there. You just in 695 and all that, like it's right there. Just it's not going to take you long to get to where you got to go." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So that's why I just decided to go to the interview. So, anyways, went to the interview, got hired the same freaking day. Cool. Of course, like days later, had to take a drug test, the P test, and whatever. Passed all of that. Cool, great, fine. So fast forward to me working there. So my mind was already made up. Especially if you're a female. Need my daughter coming again. Especially if you're a female. I know. Well, this is from my experience. I ain't gonna say all females go through this. From my experience, okay. Anytime where I start a position, except for when I was actually the United States Postal Courier. except for that position. I don't think I was, well, actually I was. But I think it was like a more so friendly flirting. Yeah, well, these older men, who, they all was married. They was like friendly flirting with me. They knew that nothing was going to happen. But it was just more so of like a, yeah, like underhandedly. Like I felt the energy of them, but yeah, from the top of my head, well, I ain't gonna say all the places that I work, cause that'll be like, all of them. No, I'm gonna just say most places that I started working at as a female, the new female coming in. A lot of these guys who've been there be trying to talk to me, like holler at me, like trying to date me in that kind of a sense. Okay, so I remember I was working at Walmart. No, let me not get into that. Okay, that's a whole nother video because I can keep rambling. Demetra, stay on topic. Oh my goodness. Okay, stay on topic, Demetra. Okay, so this position at this government job, got hired first day, yada yada. And even before going in there, my mindset was like, Demetra, don't fuck with none of these guys here. If they trying to brush up on you, they trying to get your number, they trying to take you out, they trying to sweet talk you, bye boy, like no, no nigga, I mean, sorry. But no, dude, like I'm not interested. Like no matter how they look, if they look good, if they smell good, whatever, whatever, I'm not going to be involved with anybody that I work with. That was my mindset going in because I came from a location where I did some stuff with plenty of people, and it was just like, Demetra, this is not you, but I knew I had to get that out my system. So I was like, this right here, I'm done with that. This government position, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5. No, I'm not effing with no dudes here. With any part of the building, and this is a big ass government building. So I'm like, I'm not messing with nobody that work in the same building that I work with. I don't even care if I don't see your ass. The only time I see you, if you coming in parking your car and I'm in the same row parking my car, and it's high and by and I don't even see you throughout the day, I still don't want to mess with nobody that I work with. Because to me, my mindset was thinking about like high school days. How like if you dating in high school, dating somebody in high school, everybody be in your business. At least that's how my experience was. Okay, I'm not saying for everybody. This is my video from my experiences. People be all up in your business in high school. Oh, what such and such, they didn't walk he didn't walk her to her class today. They might be going through something. Do such and such, they'll go together. Oh, look, they wearing the same colors today. They might be still going together. Oh, she got his jacket on. They must be dating. And it's like drama and chaos and gossip. So I see this location. My mindset was like, I can't F with nobody that I work with, even if I don't see them, because somebody in their department that they working with might be all nosy and trying to figure out who they dating, and figure out it's me, or just like, oh yeah, you dating her. Let's go and see how she is. It's just no, don't got time for that. Even though we adults, we passed 25. I just still felt that energy of I can't mess with nobody that I work with. Again, I don't even care if we don't work closely together. If we work in that same building, I don't care how big the building is. It could be the Pentagon. You on one side of the section, and I'm across the other side of the section, and it takes us 20-minute walk just to get to each other. No, 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 no. So, anyways, that was my mindset going in. So the dude that I'm getting at, that we started working together again, he was working there a couple of years before I started, maybe like a year before I started, I think. So when I got there, yeah, a lot of the guys was trying to talk to me, get my number, and it was like the warehouse, and all of them was males who worked at the warehouse, and they had to wear the uniforms, like the dark navy pants with the gray shirt. And this dude, I'm sorry, the dude that I'm talking about, and he is attractive. I mean, and I ain't gonna fake, like he is still attractive, of course. And even with them, like with all of them, when I be seeing the men walk down the hallway coming towards me or leaving, and they all have like a unity with like that gray shirt on with the navy blue dark pants. That was, the khaki pants. I was like, that looked pretty good. And it's like you have your own style. Like none of them was skinny jeans. These niggas ain't wearing no skinny jeans. These were like men. They did have some young guys work there, like in they 21, 22-ish years old. But it wasn't no skinny jeans back then. No. It was like they looked manly. So it was like if four of them walking down the hallway getting boxes or being on that forklift thing, it was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty. But him, like I said, when I got there, people be nice. I already had in my mind, like, okay, I know people would want to come up to me and be like, hey, you knew at every position, at every job that I have. Hi, you knew, what's your name? Oh, yeah, so how old are you? Oh, yeah, where you from? Like a small talk conversation. Already knew that. That's normal, that's natural, and that's what happened. So it was this one particular guy. He was, I believe, really trying to push up on me, like get my number and this. And I was like, no, I'm good. And this is like within a week and a half of me working there. And he was in the warehouse. The people that I worked with in the mailroom, they wasn't trying to push up on me. It was this one guy who started maybe like 2 weeks before me, and he was a guy, he started about 2 weeks before me working in the mailroom, and it seemed like some of my co-workers was trying to put us together, like have us work together because we knew technically. So it's like, why would you have the blind leading the blind? But even though I don't know, it was weird, but people were like, oh yeah, y'all live in the same area. And was he from the same area? I don't even know, was he from the same area I lived in? But I know it just seemed like my coworkers was trying to put me and the other new guy like together. Like, oh yeah, y'all can work on this together. I'm gonna show y'all how to do this together. Like, yeah, they would show us to get like somebody who been there previously would tell both of would show us together. Like, hey, come here, Demetra, and come here, you. This is how I'm gonna show y'all how to do this. So me and him learning together. So then when the person will leave, it will be me and him still doing what we gotta do together. Not what I mean. So Mayor Scott and other officials announced the takedown of a drug trafficking organization. Wow. Alrighty. So basically, I was like, no, me and him, no. So fast forward, this guy, whatever. It's been a couple of times when we had small talk, and this is like months later. Fast forward to months later when I'm working there. Oh yeah, so the guy who was trying to actually get my number, I think he even asked for my number within 2 weeks of me working. He ended up getting fired like maybe 2 weeks later. So I ain't even sent my. I wasn't even paying attention to none of this, to none of the people who worked there, just myself, as I always do with any position, just myself. So the guy ended up, leaving, getting fired or something, or getting another job. He was just gone. Didn't give my number, wasn't interested in none of that. So say months later, maybe even a year later, now we all just friends. None of them trying to like talk to me like that. It wasn't like, hey, Demetra, we all just was like cool ass co-workers, cool ass men. It was just like basic, like high and by regular small talk conversation. So one day, this is like, again, just say like a year later of working. The guy who I'm talking about, the divine union, my divine counterpart, we would have small talk in like the hallway before we go in our offices. It was like a hallway with tables and stuff. So we would be in the hallway by ourselves, just talking small talk. Like, yeah, how was your weekend? How was your day? Yeah. So you got how many kids now? Or yada yada yada. Just like talking small talk. And I kid you not, within us talking for like 2 minutes, one of my coworkers would come around the corner and be like, "Hey, Demetra," or like four of his homeboy coworkers would come and be like, "Oh yeah, such and such needs you to help us deliver this package, on the south side, whatever." So me and him would end our conversation short. Mind you, it was like small talk, nothing deep, nothing serious, just like, oh. So he'd tell me his age, again, I would tell him my age, and he looked younger than what he say he was. We always joke about that. And he be saying like the same thing. Like I forgot how old he was at the time, but I be like, you don't look that age. You look younger. And then so he asked mine, or he told mine. He was like, yeah, you do too. So we be conversating small stuff, nothing like, oh, of course, nothing unprofessional, like sexual, none of that. We won't be talking about none of that. Haven't even talked about none of that at work. So the regular stuff. So about a year and a half later, that's when now, like I said, everybody is cool. It's no trying to holler at me. I'm not trying to holler at the guys, this and that or whatever. So that's when we all became like getting each other phone numbers. Well, I think they already had their phone numbers anyway, but then that's when I became in the mix. And some of my coworkers already had my phone number. So we like, yeah, let's hook up, let's go to such and such after work and whatever, whatever. So I started giving my phone number out to, yeah, the guys at the warehouse, just to not nothing to hook up, not nothing to holler, just be like, hey, let's just keep in touch. If the building is closed and somebody don't know that the building is closed, we can text each other, a group text, yada yada yada. That's all that was. So this dude that my divine counterpart, I ended up giving him my number, or he gave me his, or I gave him mine, but we exchanged numbers, at work. So my not thinking nothing of it, because I said I'm not effing with nobody that I work with. That was still my mindset. Like, even though this dude is attractive, but no, I was like, no, I'm not effing with nobody at work. Okay, so with him, I don't know how long ago after I gave him my number, and I had got pregnant. I started working October of 2011. I found out I was pregnant in January of 2012. So right when early on when I started working, I became pregnant. So therefore, it was like a lot of guys that was like, no, not really, you know, whatever, pushing up on me because duh, I'm pregnant, and it's just like, okay, I guess you do got a man. So years later, that's when like all of this really transpired. Like after I gave birth and came back to work and yada yada yada. So I remember this dude walking down the hallway. I'm all off the topic, but this dude walking down the hallway. So I'm basically going to get into it in 30 minutes. I'll put a time stamp in this video to start at 30 minutes, really getting deep into the twin flame unions and stuff like that. But the dude that I'm talking about, I remember him walking down the hallway and he had short sleeve shirts on. Well, he just had his shirt on. He didn't just have a shirt on. He had the gray shirt on with the navy blue pants. Ooh, what time is it? 11:14. Oh shoot, I gotta get off in like 6 minutes anyway. Okay. This is gonna be a part two because I gotta get off in 6 minutes. To go and assist with the cleaning up and whatever. But he was walking down the hallway, and I seen his tattoos. Oh my goodness! When I like really zoomed in, it was weird because he like further down the hallway a bit, not too far, but I'm like, where I'm standing at. So he walking down the hallway, like leaving, like walking away from me with other people. They just walking. So I'm happen to look, and I'm just like, is that a tattoo? Because I've seen some tattoos like on his wrist a little bit, but I didn't know he had like tattoos on his elbows. And I was just like, that shit looked nice. Like that was like hot. I remember seeing them, and I was just like, those are some nice ass tattoos. Like, wow, he got spider web. Man, that part, his arms, like I ain't even see this whole top part, of his body yet. Though we at work, so it was just more so his arms. I didn't even see his legs. It was just like his arms that I seen. Of course, his face, real nice looking guy, and tall, real nice looking guy. The energy, the vibe, everything. So at work, when I seen his arms, like well, his elbows really, because like I said, I seen a little bit of his hands and his arms. Seen that he got, when he wear long sleeves, got like, some tattoos on his wrists, whatever, whatever. But that day when I seen his arms, he ain't had no long sleeve shirt on, had a regular shirt on, and I seen his elbows. I meant to say his elbows. I was like, them some nice tattoos. Like, interesting. I don't know. It was just like, just, I'm sorry. Just like thinking about it now, I was just like, that was like a turn on. Like, I was just like, okay. Remind me of that song, Wisdom Girls. One of them was actually was is like not dismembered, but anyway, it was a song. Only date with boys with tattoos. I only date boys with tattoos. That song that came out years ago. I can't even freaking remember it. I'm gonna find it because I can just Google it and find a video and post it on my community post. But it's a two-girl group. It's like I only date boys with tattoos. I think they from Cali or something. I don't know, but yeah, that man, his elbows, and mind you, a lot of people got nice tattoos and stuff like that, but it was something about him that just stood out. Like, damn, okay. But I remember we had a conversation. I don't know, probably years ago. After this, so he actually asked me like, hey, and I was still living in PG County at the time, so I wasn't even pregnant with my fourth son at the time. So he was like, yeah, when you want me to take you out on a date, I'm like, you ain't taking me out on no date. Like we jokingly, we at work, and I'm thinking he playing, but he was actually serious. But I'm thinking he playing. And I'm like, you ain't taking me out on no date. He was like, yeah. I was like, I live in PG County, right? Mind you, this is I'll move from Laurel at this time to further south to Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Okay, so for me to get to work from Upper Marlboro, Maryland to Baltimore, instead of it being like a 30-minute drive, how it started off when I was living in Laurel, now it became like an hour, yeah, like an hour drive, maybe an hour 15 minutes or so, but at least an hour drive. So I'm over here in my mind like, shoot, I don't even want to drive Monday through Friday, like 2 hours, an hour here and an hour back. I'm like, you ain't taking me out on no date. And we had each other phone number too. He was like, yeah, just call me this weekend. Let me know, what you want to do, yada, yada, yada. So I'm like, okay, cool, sure. My mindset, I'm thinking he joking. The weekend came and gone. I ain't think about that boy. I mean, that man. I ain't think about him. Like, no. And again, my mindset was like, I'm not effing with nobody that I work with, whatever. So came to work, over the weekend. Well, from the weekend. So, me and him talking in the hallway. He was like, yeah, so what happened this weekend? I'm like, oh, so I'm trying to think about what I did. I'm like, I don't know. I just did this, watched such and such on TV, whatever, whatever. He was like, no, I'm talking about like why you ain't hit me up, like to come and scoop you up or whatever and take you out on a date. I'm like, you was really going to drive to PG County? He was like, yeah. And I was like, well, I thought she was playing anyway. He was like, nah, I was serious. I'm serious. And I'm like, nah. Because in my mind, I was just like, nah, no, you ain't serious. Like, I'm not going to fall for that. And then in my mind, too, yeah, this going to be a part two because I got to get off. I got to get off now. It might be a part three, actually, three parts to this. But in my mind, like his energy when me and him was talking, he's cool, an easy person to talk to, nice guy, good looking, like the vibe, everything. And but the energy when we be talking, I just felt a whole lot of women around him, like a whole lot of feminine energy around him. Like this dude probably talked to so many girls, and I'm not gonna be on that list. Like what I look like for you to just be effing with me, and then you got all these other girls and think that I'm no. But that's that energy. Like I felt around him. Like he got a lot of feminine energy around him. Like he messed with a whole lot of females or something dealing with a whole lot of females being around him. So that was like another thing when I was just like, I'm not taking you seriously. Like, like no, yeah, free food and some free fun, but I'm good. I'm good. But again, I wasn't effing with nobody that I work with. That was my mindset before I even started. I ain't effing with nobody at this government at this government job too. No, I'll pass. I'm good. So, anyways, yeah, I'm about to get off. I'll come back and actually get into the message. This, I guess, is an introduction of it. So, yeah, I'll be back maybe in an hour or so, maybe an hour and a half. I don't know, but if not, maybe 1:30. I'll post it. All right, y'all. Bye.